Hello, let's try to create this sofa this time in 3ds Max. This sofa image I found out from Pinterest, so if you wish you can find it easily, I guess. First of all, going to start with Ottoman, and after go to this left-right single seater and try to just use this to create last one and merge all this into one single sofa, and then going to the 3ds Max and start creation. Now, first of all, going to bring my reference here. Before that, going to check my unit setup, system unit setup in inches, because after I will move to the inches, but in display unit it is centimeters on my side, because it is easier to me to work on centimeters. Creating a simple plane, removing segments, I will not need it, and checking the dimensions of my image. You can see that dimensions of my image is 1200 from both sides. I'm going to just make the same dimensions here, but here I'm using 120. Just for info, it is for proper proportions, guys, nothing else, just to make proper proportions. I'm just selecting that and dropping directly in the area that I created my plane, and it is automatically assigned the new space, a new image here. It is assigning automatically, and after you can just scale it a bit if you wish. Let's begin with Ottoman, creating just box, simple box, and checking and correcting dimensions. The length should be 1050 on my side, on centimeters 105. Oh, it is length. Sorry, I need only widths. Length 72 centimeters and height 40. So I've got this box. I'm just hiding the grid with G keyboard, my keyboard, and now what I see is I have something like a seam here from this side and this one, so the same shape I should create here, but before I'm going to add more segments into my shape, because always when we create something like a furniture, something like an armchair or a sofa, we usually add some segments. So next, when I will create some kind of volume with close modifier, it will be easier to work with some kind of segments. It will work better. So first, going to add from length some. Let's make it 18. From all sides, I'm creating a segments. 10. Let's make it 9. Okay, one important thing. As we have the middle seam in the middle part of this, make sure that you have middle segment as well. So if you have, for example, 15 or something like that, you can lose that center segment. For example, 15, 17, I have 16, I guess I already have. In 15, you can see that I don't have middle segment. So that's why if you don't have, just add or remove the number of segments. So you will have only the center segment on your side. I'm going to make the same thing, divisions here. Assigning edit poly, going to the edge selection or pressing just 2, selecting this middle point, and going to select 2 more segments from both sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, perfect. I accidentally did perfect matching. You can see that I have the same number of segments from all sides, so I perfectly divided into such kind of segments. Well, now I'm going to create such a holes Chesterfield design of sofa, something like a hole here. And for that I already have these 2 intersections. I need just go to the vertex selection or place just 1, or come back to the edge, press Ctrl and then go to the vertex. You can see that my selection is saved. So with Ctrl you can keep your selection saved on your side. Okay, deselecting unnecessary vertices from the bottom part as well. So only 2 we have. Going to assign chamfer here. If I add some distance, you can see that I have a lot of vertices. Looks like an outline. I don't need it, so I'm just reducing the number here to 0. You can see that I've got something like that now. Let's make it 3 centimeters. Okay. Going to move it a bit inside. Going a bit down to make something like a hole. You can see I'm doing something like a hole. Copying that to make a backup, and after I will use this model to create the side part of this seat. Okay, let's go on. Going to the edge selection. In edge selection you can see that I already have selection of these edges that I need right now, because I'm going to make chamfer. Okay. If I add some distance here, you can see that I have a middle unnecessary division segment. I don't need it, so I'm changing my chamfer type to triangle. You can see. Let's make it 0.5 and press OK. You can use other measurements or other settings for dimensions. I'm just intuitively use such kind of numbers now. Well, going to press Ctrl and go to the polygon now. You can see that I have selection of these all edges. Already selecting this middle point as well. From the top view, going to deselect unnecessary polygons now. Pressing Alt and deselecting unnecessary parts. And I'm keeping only DC because I'm going to assign bevel here. Right button of my mouse and searching to the bevel. Okay, you can see that if I give some distance, there are some differences and it is giving some mistakes on the direction of bevel. That's why I need to change the type of this bevel from group normals to local normals. In local it will work properly. Going to inside part and make some inside here as well. Let's make it 0.95 and let's make it 0.25 maybe. Yeah, it is quite enough for now. Well, we've got these themes now, and what I see from reference, we have some more themes from all ages. Let's try to create something like that. Going to the edge selection or just pressing 2, selecting all these cornered edges. Now it is stopping here, but let's go to see and check. Well, I guess the theme just a bit going continuously to the bottom part, so I'm going to create one more edge here. Just going to the vertex, just press 1, select this edge vertex and the centered middle one nearest, and then you can just press to connect or press to Ctrl+Shift+E. I will work with hotkey. So you're just pressing Ctrl+Shift+E from all sides. And if I go to the edge with 2, you can see that I already have selection. I'm going to assign bevel here. Where is the bevel? Ah, sorry. Let's first give some chamfer here. It will not work if we have any space for polygon selection. Giving chamfer. And after go to the polygon with pressing Ctrl, so selection will be saved. And deselect unnecessary polygons here. Again pressing Alt and deselecting. Okay, I need whatever I need right now, whatever I have in selection. Going to again use bevel. Okay, I have that now. And I guess I can use close modifier. Assigning close modifier now. And one thing that I'm going to check is gravity here. It is highlighted in blue. It means if I make any, for example, changes, go to the object properties, make this box, selection of this box, it means our object, go to the close, make some changes and press OK, and then go to the simulate. You can see it will go down, down, down. Reset state. That's why gravity is important and you should turn it off. So it will not change your position and it will just work on the objects that you have without making it go down. Now going to the objects properties again, selecting this box, just for info, if you didn't mention it, this box it is our object. So I'm selecting this object, and from inactive I'm just selecting the close, so it will be the close object. Now from presets I'm going to choose one of the settings that I will use for fabric. For this is the heavy fabric, heavy clothes, I guess, but for such kind of furniture I usually use rubber. So rubber settings works well with me. And pressure I'm changing from 0 to maybe let's make it 3 and press OK. And then you can press simulation and wait a bit. You can see that it is too much for our sofa. So in why this bottom, let me just mark, in this bottom animation panel, not this, in this bottom panel you will see this animation positioning of this animation. It did 100 steps. It is too much, so I'm just changing this 100 and reducing the steps. You can see that my object is changing now. If I keep it 0, nothing will be changed. If I go 1, you can see that I will get the same shape that I will need. Let's keep it 3 or 4. I guess 4 is too much. Let's keep it 3, yeah. And I'm going to assign Turbo Smooth now. I've got something similar to my Ottoman object. Let's make it 2. Maybe it's 2. No, 3 is better. And add one more interaction in Turbo Smooth, so it will make my shape better. If you don't like something, you can just delete all these modifiers, go to your edit poly and make some changes if you wish. For example, I don't like the placement of this circle on clothes, so I'm going to give bevel here as well. Selecting this and going to give some bevel. Let's make it 1.2. Okay. And now I'm going to again repeat whatever I did. Press close. Go to the object properties, select this box. Go to the close again. Choose rubber. Give pressure. If your pressure is more than 5, 10, it means it will just give you much more volume. This pressure is controlling your volume. Checking gravity is turn it off. And simulate. Again, coming back. We did it 3, I guess, right? Yes, we did 3. Now I'm going to use Turbo Smooth. Yeah, I guess this shape is better now. And add one more interaction, so I'm adding segments. Okay, we got the similar shape of sofa, Ottoman, and I'm going to add some detail here. Create a sphere from the top. Make it up. A bit scale it to change the shape. And copy it. Okay. We've got something like that. Now let's try to create this part